Hello my dear students. I welcome you all for the English First Language class. Today we are going to discuss a great scientist, Louis Pasteur, who is described as a person who fought against diseases and earned a name for himself in the field of progressive medicine. Children, you must have heard many other scientists like Edward Jenner, Joseph Lister, and pioneer of antiseptic surgery. Here, Louis Pasteur is the founder of germ theory and also the father of microbiology. And in this chapter, we are going to study about his discoveries and how he became a famous scientist and who discovered a cure for many diseases. He contributed a lot for the progress and welfare of humanity. His aim in life was only to help his fellow beings. He was from France and was interested in science, especially in chemistry. This is an extract from the biography of E.H. Carter, the author E.H. Carter. So the biography written by E.H. Carter. Please remember that for the reference to contest. Louis Pasteur, conqueror of disease. Louis Pasteur, conqueror of disease, written by E.H. Carter. Let's go to the first para. On the field of battle in one of his campaigns, Napoleon decorated for bravery a certain tanner named Pasteur. His brave soldier had an equally brave son. Louis Pasteur was 7 years after Waterloo. He was born after 7 years after Waterloo. He was not a soldier, but he was a fighter. In this first para, brief introduction about his family. You must have heard about Napoleon Bonaparte. Was a great warrior, great conqueror. In his army, Louis Pasteur's father was there. Actually, originally his name was Jean Joseph. So Jean Joseph was Louis Pasteur's father, and he was there in that campaign that was led by Napoleon Bonaparte. And Louis Pasteur's father was known for his bravery, and he was given the title, a certain tanner named Pasteur. So he was given that banner or the title called Pasteur. So I hope you got that. The second line, this brave soldier. So here the brave soldier in the second line referring to Louis Pasteur's father, Jean Joseph, had an equally brave son, referring to the great scientist Louis Pasteur. He was born after 7 years after that battle, Waterloo, one of the very famous battle, and they had the victory in that battle, and Louis Pasteur's father was there in that battle, and he was conferred that title Pasteur because of his bravery. He was not a soldier, and I want all of you to underline the last line. He was not a soldier, but he was a fighter. He was not a soldier, but he was a fighter. He was not a soldier, he was a fighter. I want you to underline this for the reference to contest. Louis Pasteur, the name of the lesson, whole title you have to write, Conqueror of Disease, written by E.H. Carter. He was not a soldier. So, yeah, Louis Pasteur was not a soldier, but he was a fighter. What do you mean by that? It means that he did not fight in wars, but fought diseases all his life and found a cure for several diseases. So that is the meaning of that last sentence. He was not a fighter. He was not a soldier, but he was a fighter in curing the diseases. I hope you got the meaning of the last line. He did not fight in wars, but fought diseases all his life and found a cure for several diseases. Let's go to the second para. He fought diseases. He devoted his life to the study of what we sometimes call germs, which men of science call. So what he did, children, throughout his life, he dedicated his life to the study of what we call germs, which men of science call bacteria. Men of science here referring to scientists. They call it bacteria in the term. A Greek word means little rod. Here, little rods referring, it was said by the Greeks. That is a Greek word, little rods. So, bacteria are the vegetable organisms. That's one of the question here, one or two marks. What do you mean by bacteria? Bacteria are vegetable organism, little rod-shaped plants which exist in the air. So, what do you mean by bacteria? What is the shape of the bacteria here? Little rod-shaped. Where do we find this? In the air, waters, everywhere. And in the bodies of animals and plants. But some of them, they do cause diseases and some convert matter into food for plants. As we all know that. That's why he is rightly called as the father of He was called as the father of microbiology because he did a lot of discoveries in this regard. So I hope you got that in the second para. What he did throughout his life, and at the same time, what do you mean by bacteria? And let's see the next further in the paragraphs what he did, and he made the people to understand about that. Let's go to the third para. Here, Louis Pasteur had a very busy and interesting life. He not only made some exciting discoveries about germs, but he was able to use his discoveries in very practical ways. He worked hard in the laboratory with test tubes and all kinds of experiments. Here, in this para, you have to remember, this is a paragraph is talking about how did he had his experiments in the laboratories, and nearly all the time was working to help people. So what was the thing that was the conscious that he had in his mind? He wanted to help people who were suffering in some special way from disease. So that was his main intention, that he wanted to have cure for all these people, among the people whom Pasteur was able to help: breeders of silkworms, cow keepers, all of whom were trying to carry on important industries in India. And Pasteur was always very proud of being able to help his country in this way. So, in the first line, what we can understand, he had very busy and interesting life. So that's why we can say that he was one of the unique scientists, because he was not like unlike other scientists. He was trying to have that in his mind, the conscience that he wanted to help the other people, those were the sufferers, and he wanted to solve many of the difficult problems. Or he worked hard in the laboratory with test tubes and all kinds of experiments, but nearly all the time he was working to help people. I want you to underline this. So what was his main aim here, or what was his main motive here to have all this experiment? And among that, he wanted to help the French people. There were so many industries relating to brewers, breeders of silkworms, and cow keepers, all of whom were trying to carry an important industries. So he wanted to help these people, mainly these industries people, and wanted to help their profession also, because they were striving hard to cope up with some of the problems. They wanted to overcome that. So they have here we have to remember Louis Pasteur helped them a lot in this regard. Pasteur was always very proud of being able to help this country in this way. So breeder here, a person who raises animal. Breeder here is a person who is breeder, person who is raises animals. Brewers here, wine makers, those who are preparing wine. Cow keepers, of course. Yes. Let's go to the fourth para. So, Louis Pasteur was born in a French country, was interested in chemistry where he was very young. After studying hard in Paris and showing great promise, he began to teach and lecture as professor of chemistry. He became a professor at Strasbourg in Alsace, and he married a wife who was always to be closest companion and assistant. So what we can understand here, as I told you earlier, he had great interest in chemistry, science, especially in chemistry, and at the same time here he was interested in chemistry when he was very young, and after studying in Paris and showing great promise, he had a great achievement in that subject also. When he was very young, he began to teach. So he started as his profession as a professor of chemistry. Is loved, his very favorite subject. He became a professor at Strasbourg in Alsace, and he married. So he married a wife who was his greatest close companion, friend, and at the same time she was his assistant. What we can understand here, that she used to help him in all his experiments. So got a good wife. She was the closest companion and assistant in all his discoveries, in all his experiments. Let's go to the third para here. Pasteur was deeply interested in all the new experiments that were being made in chemistry, and decided to solve some of the difficult problems that were worrying chemists and other scientists. Sometimes he used to sit for hours, quite silent and motionless, thinking hard about one of his difficulties. He found this the easiest way to solve a problem, and when he thought of a solution, his kind tried a tired looking face without brightened with pleasure and excitement, and he would rush round to tell his discovery to his wife and to others who were helping him. So what we can understand here, that here Pasteur, he was deeply interested. So he was going on having the new experiments. He was trying to get new discoveries, so that he was trying to solve some of the problems of the brewers and all the industrialists in France. He decided to solve some of the difficult problems that were worrying chemistry. So the next worrying thing, that was about the people, chemists, those who were manufacturers of medicine and other scientists. And sometimes he used to sit for hours, quite silent, motionless, without doing anything. He was long period of time he used to think about that, what to do next, what I can do from my side. Thinking hard about one of his difficulties, he found this easiest way to solve a problem when he thought of a solution his kind. So whenever he used to get the idea, or whenever he used to get the solution for that, he used to feel so excited, happy, and his kind, tired looking face would brighten. He would feel so happy, cheerful, with pleasure, with happiness and excitement. He would run. He would go to all his discovery, all the story, what happened and how did he find out the new solution to this problem. He would run to his wife and others, other family members who were helping him. So that was like a childlike behavior what we have, what we can find here. So what we can understand here, as a person, very cheerful person, very hardworking person, and always worrying about the people, those who were having the problem and they did not get, those who have not get any of the solutions for that. So he was trying hard and he was just to think a lot for all these people to find a solution for that. I hope you got that, children. So this was the persona, the personality or the nature Louis Pasteur had. Let's go to the sixth para. In 1854, Pasteur was appointed head of the College of Science at Lille, a busy manufacturing town in the northeast of France. Yes, he became the head of that college, and he was pleased about this because he always felt that trades and industries could help him very much by the researches of men of science, and chance to be useful soon came. So what is the most appreciable about Louis Pasteur here? Being a scientist is always thinking about the other people. That's the most. He was not so selfish. He did not want to get that name and fame for himself. And at the same time, when he became the head of the College of the Science at Lille, he was thinking that as France was, as we all know that it's very famous for many of the industries, world famous industries. And the worrying fact or the worrying thing that many of the industries, they had their own problems and there are no solutions for that. He was pleased about this because he felt that it is a role of the scientists. They can have a great contribution in this regard. They can do something for these people, and he could help research. They can do the research, they can do some discoveries of men of science, and this chance useful to came soon. So I hope you got that. So what he was thinking and what he was making the people to have that. Let's go to the next very interesting para about what discoveries did Pasteur make about yeast. So in this para, we are going to learn about that. Pasteur, as a young scientist, had always been interested in the problems of why and how living things decay. Children, as we all know that many of the things or the living things, they decay. So that was the problem during those days. As while giving the introduction, I mentioned some of the great scientists like Joseph Lister. Children, you know that during those days, there was no hygiene, there was no cleanliness in the hospital, and the doctors, they were doing the operations in the dirty hands, and there was no antibiotic like. So Joseph Lister was the one who introduced, or he was called as a pioneer of antiseptic surgery. So he was the one, for the first time, he made the doctors to realize that how it is too important to manage or to maintain the hygiene or cleanliness while doing the surgery. And that's why he was called as a pioneer of antiseptic surgery. So Joseph Lister, as we all know that. That's why I'll send you some of the very interesting facts about some of the scientists to grab more knowledge on this. And here we should appreciate the fact that Louis Pasteur, he was the father of microbiology, and at the same time he made the people to realize why some of the things they are turning to or changing to, or living things decay. Why milk turns, if you must be knowing, that's a general knowledge, that if you are not going to boil milk properly, next day it is going to turn sour. Why meat goes bad, as we all know that, to keep it fresh, we do keep it in a refrigeration, isn't it, children? Why wine ferments? He started to give some lectures in Lille on fermentation. One of the chief industries in Lille was the manufacturer. Children, France is very famous for wine industries. Many fruit growers, they do engage themselves in the preparation of wine, children. And France wine is very famous and very costly, very expensive wines we do get there, and very old wines we do get there, and very fine, good quality wines we do get. It's very famous for France. Yes, and carry out the experiments in some of the breweries, those who are having engaged in that task. One manufacturer consulted Pasteur about his beer, which was turning out badly. They were just wondering, we are doing everything, but why it is going to so bad? What is turning to bad? Or Pasteur, helping his brewer, managed to discover all sorts of things that he did not know before about yeast. So children, this is the para. It's mainly one of the greatest contribution of Pasteur to make about or to discover the yeast. You know that, children, while preparing wine, they do add yeast. You must have seen your mother while for some of the recipes, especially for idli and all, to make the dough, to get it very nice batter, we do add yeast. You just ask your mother about this yeast and ask her to show that. It's a tiny, small, round shape thing. It's called yeast, and we have to add that in our kitchen also. Tiny living cells. Children, there is a question. What discoveries did Pasteur make about yeast? The answer starts from here. Pasteur became certain that yeast was alive, made up of tiny living cells, and when these cells are healthy, the yeast acted well. So they are going to add that actually, and when they are going to add that, whatever the cells which exist in that wine, suppose, it is going to act very well. And but if they were diseased, the yeast and the other beer went wrong. Naturally, the beer should be in a good condition, and after that, if they are going to add yeast also, it's not going to work well. So here in the 7th para, Louis Pasteur is talking about the yeast, the discovery of yeast, and at the same time, here we are going to learn more about learn about the germs. Next, 8th para. After a few years, Pasteur, let's go to the 8th para, children. After a few years, Pasteur was made director of scientific studies at a famous college in Paris. He was still thinking about decay, going bad, and yeast and germs. I want you to underline all his discoveries, yeast and germs, and one of the problems that he was trying to answer was this. Underline this statement for reference. Do germs form from other germs, or do they just come off themselves. So whether he was asking the question, people like Pasteur believed that germs were carried in the air. But other people, they were thinking that it is there within itself. Of course, we cannot neglect the fact that it's not there, but he was asking the question. He was trying to answer the question, do germs form from other germs, or do they just come of themselves? Whether it is there within itself or whether it is from other factors through which the things are going to decay. People like Pasteur believe that germs were carried. I want you to underline. A great scientist, Pasteur, believed that germs were carried in air and might infect the other things that came in contact with them. I hope you got that. So it is not, according to him, it is not the spontaneous generation, but it is he had the other opinion, but others believe that in what they call spontaneous, within itself, it used to have is going to change or going to back. They believed that germs had no parents but just occurred by themselves. I want you to underline the last lines. What do you mean by spontaneous generation? Whose belief is this? The general public. But what was his belief? He was telling that germs were carried in the air, and because of that, it might infect other things that came in contact with them. So I want you to write one question there. What do you mean by spontaneous generation? And what was the belief of the public, the other people? So answer is here. What do you mean by spontaneous generation? Believed that the germs had no parents but just occurred by themselves. So that's one more question. What do you mean by spontaneous generation? 8th para is one of the important para that what did he made the people to realize what is, how does the things decay. Let's go to the 9th para. Pasteur proved that he was right by a very simple. Now he started to have many more experiments through which he wanted to prove, or he wanted to make the people to realize what he was saying, whether it's correct or it's right. That he put some soup in the bottle, yes, and what he did, children, one of the important question. It is one of the important question here, talking about his experiment. He wanted to prove that it is not the spontaneous generation germs. It occurred because of the other factors, air, everything, the other external factors. So to prove that, let's see what was the experiment that he did carry out. Let's see. Pasteur proved that he was right by a very simple and clever experiment. He put some soup into some bottles and then he boiled it in order to. So what he did, you must be knowing what we do first and the foremost to keep the things in a good quality. We do boil it. In the earlier, nowadays we do have the refrigerator, we do keep in that. But if you're going to keep your food outside, you have to boil it. You must have observed your mother what she is doing. Isn't it? We are going to boil that nicely. We are going to boil it and we can keep it outside. Next day, nothing is going to happen. So he did the same. He put some soup into some bottles and then he boiled it in order to destroy any germs that might already there in the soup. I hope you got that. And after that, he heated and pulled out the neck of each bottle. I'll send you one small video in this regarding this experiment. You can understand. The understand it very better. Neck of each bottle until it formed a long narrow neck with a big bend in the, he did bend that in the middle so that the germ should not enter, germ should not go inside. The soup remained there for a long time and it never went bad as it would have done if it had been standing in a bowl in the kitchen. Now did you get that? Because it was nicely boiled and there was a long narrow neck with a big bend in the middle. Nothing, the other external germs did not enter that. And if it was, would have been, if it is there in the kitchen, standing in a bowl without any bend, wide open, what's going to happen? Definitely it would have been changed or decayed. That said Pasteur. So he was trying to prove, to make the people to realize that it is not the spontaneous generation of the, what we do find is because there are no parent germs in the soup and that cannot reach it because of the bend in the long tube. I hope you got that. No parent germs because it would boil so nicely that none of that, and moreover there was one bend. So the germs could not enter and so he took one of the bottles and split a little of the soup down the tube in the bend. This soup went bad because that reach or that the external, or we could see from outside, the germs could inside, they could enter over there and that, what happened? That soup went bad. We often speak of dust trap. You must have been seen whenever there is light passes, the dust trap. I want you to experience that. Well, this bend in the tube was a dust trap because of the dust which, as we now know, may carry germs with it and could get as far as a bend but no further below to that. You could not reach and it settled there and it infected the, wherever the soup was there in the neck and not down. I hope you got that. So this is one of the experiment to prove that, help fellow beings or other people to understand that what he did to make them to realize what is spontaneous generation and how the things can be decayed. Let's go to the 10th para. This is only one of many hundreds of experiments. There are so many experiments that he had done. This is one of the experiments in that we could see here. Pasteur made to show how full the air is full of dust particles and how germs may be carried by this dust. And so I hope you got that. Great scientist. And he did a lot of science experiments, children, and one is that one very useful, one more, children, experiment was made to show the difference between the pure and the stale air. Pure, impure, stale air, bad air. Children, this is also one of the important question. How did Louis Pasteur showed in his experiment that there is a difference between the pure and the stale air? The earlier experiment, there is no spontaneous generation of germs. I hope you got that. And this is the experiment mainly talking about the difference between the pure and the stale air. Pasteur again filled some of the bottles with soup. He took some into a little hotel bedroom. Children, I want you to understand as I do read the three places where he did keep the three bottles there. And let's see what's the difference at the end. Little hotel room where the air hardly ever changed broke their necks off so that the air could enter freely. It was not tightly tightened. They did not keep any lid for that. It was kept open so that air could enter freely. And after a few minutes, sealed them. So the germs got the chance to enter that bottle, and after a few minutes, what he did? Sealed them. Just they sealed that, covered it. Sorry. He then took some bottles into a field, children, nearby, and same with them. Yes, he did take some bottles into a field. Children, remember, one is in the hotel room, and what he did there. Second is in the field. Finally opened some on the top of the high mountain and again sealed them up. So please do remember, in this experiments, he kept the bottle in the hotel room, and what he did, initially he kept it open, then he sealed it, and in the where's the second place? Hotel bedroom. Yeah, first hotel bedroom, second the open field, and the third place the top of a high mountain. Top of a high mountain, and at the same time he sealed them. Let's see what happened next. What was the result? When they were examined, the bottles opened in the hotel room were full of soup which had gone completely moldy. Here it was very moldy, in the sense completely it has gone sour, bad. In the sense, what we can understand here, because first and the foremost, initially they have kept it open and all the germs have entered. Correct? And the bottles kept it in the field were also moldy, in the sense it's completely gone bad, but not quite so bad. Those opened on the mountain had no germs in them. Children, as we all know that, as we go, the air, purity of the air, and there were no germs. The dust particles, what we do find, where we do live, stay, where we are the living organism, isn't it? So this is one of the experiment, great achievement. I can say that he was trying to prove that what he was saying, it is true, it is right. So this is one of the important question here, children. How did Louis Pasteur had this experiment to make the people understand the difference between the pure air and the stale air. Pure air and the stale air. Stale area where we do find in the hotel room and also in the fields. Nowadays, children, let's go to the 11th para. It's a big chapter. So at least let me finish in the one session. Total there are 26. So at least let me finish 13. Nowadays we pay great deal of attention to pure air, open windows, to freedom from dust, to garden cities. Children, as we all know that greenery, planting, afforestation, planting more and more trees. We love nature, we appreciate nature. Why? We want to breathe pure air, isn't it, children? But nowadays, we do miss everything to that core that because of this pandemic, we don't have that freedom to breathe freely. Am I correct, children? Can we breathe freely nowadays? We should wear masks wherever we do go out. It may be for your walking or any other activity. When we do outside, we should have all these precautionary measures. Children, because of this virus, isn't it? Bacteria, virus, they are so dangerous. See, they are causing diseases, isn't it? So, we are going to give importance and we are giving freedom from dust, of course, and to garden cities where there is trees. We will get the pure oxygen to breathe, pure air to breathe. Pasteur was one of the first to show. We have to salute this great scientist because of all his experiments that have proven that these are, if we are to fight against germs and diseases, and what is the experience what we do have, children, isn't it, children? Yes. Let's go to the 12th para. 11th para is very important. what he was trying to say here, great deal of attention. Why? As we all know that nowadays we do give importance to. And who was the one we should salute, we should appreciate? It is the great scientist, the great pioneer, the great father of microbiology, founder of germ theory, Louis Pasteur. Let me go to the 12th para. Here there is one more very beautiful and very useful, beneficial discovery or the process that is called as pasteurization. Another very, very useful theory of Pasteur while he was working in Paris was a process which now we call after him pasteurization. So you should know what is pasteurization and how did it help the French wine growers. And the French wine growers were troubled by a germ which had turned their wines Pasteur, because it was having the bad smell and the bad taste. The quality was not so good. So that was the problem during that time. Pasteur showed that by heating the wine, this is the fact through which boiling or heating the wine or milk or whatever it might be, a temperature of 50 or 60 degrees centigrade, the germs were made harmless. Pasteurized milk is milk which has been treated in this way and then sealed to prevent more germs from entering. Children, you must have been, I hope, you must have been visited Kulshekar, Nandini Milk Dairy. You must have been seen all these processes through which how they are having the milk packets or any other milk products through which that's going to reach your hand. And before that, what and all the processes through which, so it should not lose its quality. And here the same, what we do find, that is pasteurization. And some French wine brewers were troubled by a germ which had turned. So just remember that. How did he help these people? So what is pasteurization? The answer starts from here. Pasteur showed that heating the wine or milk or whatever it might be, a temperature of 50 or 60 degrees centigrade, the germs were made harmless, harmless. There are so many antonyms. This is a suffix, not the prefix, suffix. Pasteurized milk is milk which has been treated in this way and then sealed to prevent more germs from entering. So, germs were prevented from entering because it was sealed. After heating, it was sealed. It was not kept open. It was not kept open. It was sealed so that it must not enter. So to keep it in a good quality, good form, good taste, everything, this pasteurization till date, children, we are having this, isn't it? We are having this process through which we are trying to, all the milk and the wine preparation also, they are doing the same. Yes, children, I hope you got that. So today we have studied, we have learnt about the great scientist Louis Pasteur, conqueror of disease. He was called as a fighter, not a soldier like his father, but a fighter. Then we did understand what is bacteria. You should remember that, what do you mean by bacteria. And as a scientist, Louis Pasteur was unique. I told you why he was considered as one of the unique scientists. And how did Pasteur try to solve difficult problems? And how did Pasteur react whenever he solved a problem? Yes. And at the same time, what discoveries did Pasteur make about yeast? What does spontaneous generation mean? Next, we did understand, did Pasteur believe in spontaneous generation? No. And he said that he believed that germs were carried in the air and might infect other things that came in contact with them. So according to him, it's not the spontaneous generation, it is carried in the air and it is going to infect because of that. And in the 9th para, we studied about, in the 9th para, we have studied about one of the important questions there. Yes, the experiment. Yeah, in the experiment, he proved that he was right, that germs were carried in the air and infected other things. Yes, I hope you do remember that. The 3 bottles were the 3 places it has been kept. And in the 10th para, we did discuss about the soup was worst and which was the best one and which was the better one. Yes. And in the next, we did understand about what is pasteurization. What do you mean by pasteurization? Children, I hope whatever we have discussed today, you have understood. I want all of you to go through the lesson once again so that you can understand it better. Thank you, children, and take care of yourself.